IVM.
My favorite link is storytel.com/IVM, which is a lovely place to go. Best books available. I'm not saying that because they're forcing me, but stop choking me. All right, I'll do it anyway. My favorite Harry Potter of all time is Half-Blood Prince. I named my son after Harry Potter. In fact, his name is Blood. J.K. Rowling, amongst the greatest authors the world has ever seen. Nobody knows if she really exists, but as far as I know, J.K. Rowling is the richest woman in the world after Michelle Obama. So keep in mind that if you go through storytel.com/IVM, you get a 30-day free trial as against a 14-day free trial on the link. All right, it's very simple. All you got to do is log on to storytel.com/IVM. Millions and millions and millions of stories, many written by me. All that and more. Find it all on Storytel. Kripaya dhyan dijiye. The language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
And on Cyrus Says, we have the greatest traveler the world has ever seen, Utsav himself, who hosts a show called Postcards From Nowhere.
But I don't want to be on this show.
Just 5 minutes.
No, sorry. I have to travel and all. Sorry, I don't come for these cheap shows and all.
This show will make you.
Arey, what's make you? They don't made you only.
They show me Subhash Ghai.
Oh, shit, really?
Amitabh Bachchan.
Hey, I want to come. I'm coming.
Shahrukh Khan. Leander Pace. The young Virat Kohli.
Now you're stretching it.
Helen.
Oh.
That's too
Narendra
much.
Modi also?
नहीं. आएगा. Promise.
उनका भी टाइम आएगा.
आएगा.
अच्छा, अभी तक नहीं आया उनका टाइम.
अभी नहीं, अभी election के time.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Well, according to pundits across the country, elections for Maharashtra state are going to be a bit of a washout, which brings me to the point here on Cyrus Says we don't have an opposition. No opposition, no democracy. No democracy, no fun. So we need an opposition. Here's my point. In today's day and age, why can't we outsource opposition? If the opposition in the state is not good enough, let's go beyond the state. And I say beyond the country as well. Why can't I take maybe the neoliberals or the Labour Party of England, Jeremy Corbyn and gang, and get them in and they fight against BJP, SS combined. I think that'll work a little better. Let's outsource. Let's go across nations, across the seas. Let's find other people. Let's form an alliance and let's have a real democracy. This is my gift on Cyrus Says to India.
Hi, I'm Sarayu Natarajan.
And I'm Alok Prasanna Kumar.
And we are the hosts of the Ganatantra podcast.
On this podcast, we speak to academics, social scientists, journalists, and activists to find out what's actually going on in Indian politics.
On this podcast, we stay away from personality politics, intrigue, and gossip, and instead focus on the data, research, and analysis that drives all this.
So tune in to the Ganatantra podcast, where new episodes are out every Wednesday on the IVM podcast app, website, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
All right, here on Cyrus Says, we have to talk about a new show called Postcards From Nowhere, which is actually a mispronunciation of the Scandinavian country of Norway. You don't say nowhere, but Gujarati manas hai, so obviously, thoda Gujarati ma Norway becomes Norway.
Hi, barabar chhe.
Norway. Makes no sense because there was no change in the pronunciation, but anyway. But interesting, let me introduce Utsav, who's here with us. Utsav says he's half Gujarati, half Marwadi. Is that the...
Yeah, so the thing is that my parents are like Marwadi, but I grew up all my life in Gujarat, so have...
Okay, you're Marwadi by genetics, yes. Gujarati by neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Nothing by choice though.
Yeah, fair enough. And recently married a Sindhi.
Yes, exactly.
So you're the Indian we should be proud of.
Yes,
because of the mix influences.
Correct.
You hope that the future offspring you have will take over the world with his or her chindiness.
Yes.
Now this is a quality which is underappreciated. I salute you immediately.
Thank you very much.
I've been telling everybody that we Indians must reclaim our past. You know how back to the Vedas happened a long time back?
Right.
Now it's back to the menu card where you look at the right side.
Correct, of course. I only look at the right side. Yeah. Left में तो क्या मेरे को देख के वैसे भी लगेगा नहीं कि मैं कुछ भी खा लेता हूँ.
Looking left side only and acting tough.
No, they are the people who watch MasterChef Australia, no?
But they have to stop watching MasterChef Australia. You must look at the right side.
Absolutely.
I always, when you go to any sort of proprietor for services of any kind, isn't the first thing that you ask the price?
Of course.
But I have met Indians of this generation who don't even ask the price. What is wrong with our country?
I think the country is anyways going downhill. It's been going downhill for a very long time. I think the last few years has been
this
going down
5%
especially.
growth problem is because of this attitude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have a growth at all, right?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
Who wants a
of course
growth?
not.
I want to make sure that everything stays where it is.
Yeah.
But I appreciate chindiness. I think it's a quality which is underrated.
Absolutely.
And it's going out of fashion because people go, why are you such a miser?
Yeah.
I came from, really, we used to literally have exactly the amount of money we needed for beer and vodka chasing as young boys in college.
Excellent.
So I would take 13 rupees in coins for the beer and my contribution. Because
you do realize I grew up in Gujarat and this is like a personal hurt because we didn't have access to alcohol and all.
I've gone to Gujarat 200 times and first thing the taxi driver tells me, Sujo it's.
See, that happens after
English
a certain
country.
point.
Am I right? This is the term English or country. English is the foreign.
Desi and
Every time they ask me,
yeah.
I think they just think I should be drinking. This is a judgment call from their side. Achha. Now let's quickly get to, we'll come back to the chindiness, which is very important. You have had, I'm just going to read, tepid ambitions. You studied human behavior for a living. What's that?
So basically, not really. I work in behavior consulting and market research. I tell brands what they should do with their products and stuff
you're
like
a big
that.
shot for a chindi.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you, beta. So you earn good money, but you behave like a chooth. I love that. I love that.
How do you think I do this travel show and all? Paisa to chahiye na?
I'm wondering. I thought maybe rich kid, yeah.
No. Not even from Bombay. So how can be rich kid? No.
What are you saying? Now all the rich kids are from Gujarat only.
No. I'm from super small town.
What is the town?
Anand.
Anand, where the milk comes from?
Yes,
Amul.
absolutely.
What are you saying? I've been there.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah,
Seriously?
I worked on the account. Daconias.
Oh, really?
It's the only year we lost it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I went there. What is the name of that famous gentleman?
Mr. Sodhi?
No, the famous, I think
Mr. Kurian, Dr. Kurian.
Dr. Kurian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he was the god of the area.
Absolutely.
Everywhere his picture was there.
I mean, I went to a school which was partly sponsored by Amul, so of course I know.
Of course. So milk was free?
No, milk wasn't free.
That's how they taught you to be chindi. See,
yes, of course.
In spite of being a milk people, they said, no, boss, you pay for
free
it.
to kasuna hai. Free
There were 2 cows outside. If you had the time, you could milk them.
Correct. Yeah.
One, of course, I may have married, but that's another story. Now, back to you. So, what is, you've been all over the world, you love to travel. This is not while you were doing the show, in your past.
In my past.
Okay, so you've always been a travel bug. And while doing this brilliant job of brand strategies and all that, you would have married Biryani.
Yeah.
Are you drunk?
Not yet.
Oh God. Okay. What the hell does it mean? If you're allowed, also equal marriage rights aren't a thing in India yet. What the hell is your biodata about?
See, the thing is that I don't think people underestimate the importance of biryani. I think if you go read ahead, I would also want to push this silent propaganda of making biryani a religion. See, it's very, very important.
I'm with you.
I'll give you a very simple example. Okay,
I've become your disciple already. Huh?
Already.
Not even halfway through the show.
I already have. Can I make it into a cult or something?
We are a cult. If it's only one person is a cult.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
जब
think
तक
of that.
10 लोग नहीं मिलेगा तो कल्ट उसके बाद political party.
Oh, fantastic.
Straight cult is political party.
Okay,
Next step.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So see, the thing is,
then you'll have to file taxes, you know.
I already filed tax. I'm in a job.
Yeah, and also from Gujarat.
Yeah.
And you grew up in Anand.
Correct.
All clean places.
Yes.
Sorry, you were saying.
So see, the thing with biryani, I grew up as a vegetarian, okay?
Yeah,
and then I converted. Then I started eating non-vegetarian food. And my
How
first...
come? Where did you go and get into
So,
meat?
of all places, I converted in Gujarat, of all places, in Surat, where I was studying. So,
Parsi family?
No. I was studying in this national integration type of place where people from all parts of the country come in. So, you get to sort of...
You tasted something and all that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm like, ये तो बहुत अच्छा है. अभी तक मैं क्या कर रहा था life में? तो फिर then I started eating it. Like 22 साल निकल के कुछ किया ही नहीं. It's very wrong.
You can't take those years back now.
No, you can't take those years back now. So I'm overcompensating, as you can look at me and say
Fair
that.
Enough,
yes. Thankfully, my listeners cannot. So what happened is I realized that I have yet to find a person who doesn't like biryani. Right? You know, you put any food on the world.
That's a good point.
Any food in the world, people will have opinions.
French fries. Everybody likes French fries.
No, there are health conscious people who say French fries
that's
नहीं खाएंगे.
different.
No.
You can't use health.
No, बिरयानी बोलेंगे थोड़ा खाएंगे. कोई नहीं बोलता थोड़ा French fries खाएंगे.
Biryani also someone will say about health. Oil है उसमें.
अरे नहीं कोई नहीं बोलता. See
and sometimes they put body parts in the biryani. I've seen it.
Yes.
And I don't mean what you eat. I mean, you know, just for flavor.
Flavor. Okay.
Once they asked me also to put mine because there was no one available.
Okay. I didn't need to know that, but now I do, and I'm scarred for life.
Were you in Surat in 1999 June?
No, luckily I wasn't because I don't want to know what happened then.
So good point. Biryani is a universal sort of dish.
Correct.
And especially in the Asian continent, well actually all over now.
All over now. So
Because
Central
we are
Asia,
everywhere.
the whole Silk Route, everything.
Known to all of them, yes.
Correct. Right, and the other advantage is the biryani has been kind enough to even accept people who are vegetarians. Yeah. Even though the non-veggies be like, veg biryani क्या होता है, but vegetarians को तो अच्छा लगता है ना.
No, veg biryani, when you run out of meat, it becomes veg biryani.
Correct. So गरीब आदमी का veg biryani हो जाता है. Correct.
I don't know about गरीब. The veg have more money than the non-veg today.
Oh. That's also fair, actually. I didn't think of that at all. So the point is that, see, biryani is able to unite everyone. And more or less, it is something which everyone accepts and wholeheartedly embraces.
Right.
So why not just make biryani a religion? It just makes a lot more sense than having all these religions. कि अच्छा आज ये करो, कल वो मत करो, परसों ये मत मत करो. बिरयानी कभी नहीं खा सकते हो.
Very cohesive about your thinking. I'm trying to understand, and I think I appreciate it. Which is you're saying that instead of having demarcations, biryani is very universal.
Correct.
Everyone can follow, and you don't have special day. Correct. You don't have like one fortnight or 3 special days. Every day is biryani day.
Every day is biryani day, and you can like, if you are in from the north, you're like, I want Avdi, I want Calcutta, I want Malabar.
What happens to our vacations like Diwali and all? We want that. Christmas, we need those vacations.
So what we can do...
Can you have a biryani vacation?
No. So what we can do for that is that you can pick and choose whatever existing religion you have and continue to celebrate those holidays.
Oh, so we add to the holidays?
Exactly.
Superb. So
we get extra holidays. Like, हम वैसे भी काम नहीं करते as a country, we can even do less work.
So 1 year will become 6 months already.
Correct.
Fabulous. Done. You are now my leader.
Thank you very much.
Officially, I am now following you.
Yes.
And not Instagram. Beyond Instagram.
Yes.
Beyond your phone.
Okay. So then I can basically turn up at your house and ask for biryani then.
You don't have to turn up. I have to turn up at your house with the biryani. But boss, don't you know what a leader is?
No.
मैं काम करता है, sir.
No, but you have to serve me, no.
I'm serving you now.
No, you have to serve me biryani. You can't come at my place.
Okay, but I'll bring it from my house, come to your... Then...
ठीक है, चलेगा.
Sir, I think you need to do a leadership program, refresher course. It's available online.
Okay.
Cheap
kheda? No.
Chindi na, we'll do it free.
Free, अच्छा, सस्ते में करेंगे. ठीक है.
Sasta nahi, free.
Free.
Don't say the word sasta. Sasta means that we have to pay. We must never say that. But one sec, you're the leader, you tell me what to do.
Okay.
Let's reverse the position.
Okay, done.
So biryani is a universal language, universal religion.
Correct.
Then how did you go into this travel bug in a more professional way? How did that happen?
So I actually still don't do it professionally. So the thing is that
You're making fun of IVM podcast.
Yes. So basically,
let's say the better. एक shot में मार दिया सारे को.
Funding है, revenue नहीं है, तो कुछ कर रहे हैं.
Oh man!
Yeah, I think my podcast is going to shut down before it starts.
Now we are like Rajya Sabha ministers. We're just hanging around here. There's no reason.
Yeah, so I'll tell you how I got into traveling. So the thing is that when I was doing my MBA, I got...
slowly, Surat.
No, Surat was engineering. उस समय तो बिल्कुल ही खाली थे ना, मतलब लुखे थे एकदम.
So my hometown is close to Surat, Bharuch.
Of course.
Have you been there?
Yes,
Agyari was built by my great grandfather.
Yeah.
And there's a biryani joint just opposite.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bharuch has all the negative connotations. Like वहाँ पे river से chemical पैक बह रहा है and all.
We only did all that.
अच्छा, you guys did that. Oh, okay. So I know.
Philanthropy and also, the opposite of that, whatever it is.
Yes, it's called capitalism. But okay, let's move on.
Hey, you are betraying our people. Just because you're Chindi doesn't mean you don't want to earn.
Listen, the chindiest man in this country has built the largest middle finger to the city.
Ouch!
So let's just worship Sindhism. Chindism, sorry, not Sindhism. My wife is going to kill me.
Sindhism also. I believe LK Advani can still be PM.
Oh.
It's all about positive.
I really like the optimism you have to say that.
Why not? Back in the South, there were 290 plus candidates for standing for members of parliament.
Correct. But they continue to win.
Which means a 5 year if they...
First of all, they were not standing.
Both lost.
One of them could not even stand.
Stop it. Don't point fingers. No more pointing. You may be a leader, but they're bigger leaders than you right now.
That's true. I'm just starting my cult.
Yeah. Once you become a big name, we'll take them all on.
Okay, understood. Done.
Sorry. So you MBA.
Yes. So I decided at this place called Mica in Ahmedabad.
Oh.
Yeah.
MICA.
Yes.
Like YMCA, but Indian version.
Yeah.
What is YMCA? Okay.
It doesn't really go.
I'll speak to Lalit, Jatin Lalit. I'll work out something.
Okay. Bapita was your fan. I listened to your last episode with Sunitro and Faraj.
We should get him. Do you have any pull? We should get him on the show.
Bapita का pull औकात नहीं है मेरी इतनी.
Boss, क्या बात है?
But I'm in Gujarat. No, like Bengali people, like इसको तो culture आता नहीं होगा इससे.
You mean they look down?
हाँ, of course.
Are you talking about this is Amit Shah versus Mamta?
Amit Shah versus Mamta is too epic a battle to get on the studio.
That's a high-rise battle. We're talking low-rise battle.
Matlab that is like the middle finger which has been
What are you saying? You're giving Navratri to their Durga Puja. Everybody's got something.
But see, now, let's accept it that...
What do the Parsis have?
The Parsis, I don't... They just have a lot of money. That's what I've understood.
And property.
Correct.
Don't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
No, they'll take it away.
Hey, everybody knows, huh?
Oh, shit. I'm not talking about Gujarat. I'm talking about Mumbai.
I'm talking about Mumbai only.
Okay.
Gujarat actually nobody knows.
Maika mat jaiye. Come on, let's go back.
So there I went for this exchange program to this university in Singapore. And
wow.
Yeah. And
how did you get that?
वो कम लोगों ने अप्लाई किया तो ले लिया मेरे को.
Superb.
हाँ.
चिंदी?
हाँ, चिंदी.
Cost to company?
वो cost कॉलेज उठाता है.
Singapore government is very nice.
Yes, they are very nice.
They think education is important.
Correct. And then I mean I don't know really what to say. Actually, I never knew the mechanics of it. We just have to pay anything. So I was like, हाँ मैं तो जाऊँगा क्यों नहीं free में.
Right side of the menu. First look at that. Singapore.
Exactly.
First right side.
हाँ free था. तो उधर
how long were you there?
So I was there for 4 months.
Not bad. So proper course.
Correct. And I did a full semester.
And that is a non-veg area. Because I remember whenever we travel, our veg guys in our crew and all really struggle.
But I had turned non-veg by then, so I was sorted.
So you ate everything?
I ate everything, yeah. And then they had like sort of a break for 10 days. And I'm like, अबे 10 दिन का break है, मैं फिर से पैसा खर्च करके इंडिया तो नहीं जा रहा हूँ. Too expensive. So let's go to cheap. Then I got the $0 flight. इसमें सिर्फ टैक्स देना होता है.
So talk slowly because now you're my god again.
Yes.
When you say phrases like $0 flight, I feel like taking off my clothes and performing some asana for you.
But you're Parsi, no?
Yeah, but I love
you
this.
You have too much money, no?
No, Baba.
What do you do with your money?
Don't tell anyone.
Okay. We will take this offline.
Offline.
Yeah.
But
see, I only want rich followers. I only want rich followers. So you have to be rich to be my follower, okay?
You remind me of the early Rajneesh. Bolna. So what is $0?
So $0 is basically that, you have these sale fares which are like probably available for like 10 minutes and then everything gets sold out.
But zero?
Yeah, so zero and
plus
you
tax.
Plus the taxes, yeah.
So that's about 20%.
So yeah, that was about 25 Singapore dollars or something.
Maki Jai.
So then I was like, and I wanted to go to Cambodia and Vietnam. So people were like, "Arey, Cambodia, Vietnam, क्या जाने का है? ये सब random जगह है." हम like, नहीं चलते ना, सस्ता है.
Most people don't know the difference.
That's also true. That's also true. So I was like, it's cheap, so we will go because I'm always been cheap as a person.
Of course, and proud,
very proud of it, right? So I said, "Ki theek hai, I booked a ticket," and I was like, "Ki no plan." Like at those it was 2009, so there was no like Booking.com and all these places to sort of book tickets and places. So I landed up there.
Without a place?
Without a place to stay.
Yeah.
So then I landed up there and I realized that it's really cheap. So I stayed in a dorm in Angkor Wat, near Angkor Wat. And it was like...
What do you mean by dorm? Like a common...
Yeah, common shared
like
space to live.
Style.
Yeah, it also tells me that you are Parsi because you don't know what a dorm is. It also shows, Cyrus, like clearly the class difference in this.
Well,
so I live in Sakinaka, you live in South Bombay. Like, dikh raha idhar auqat bhi
At least if you said female dorm, at least I would have had some understanding. Because pick up and drop happened.
Oh.
But male dorm में क्या करेगा यार?
हाँ. तो male dorm में मेरे जैसे लोग मिलते जिन्होंने आपको देखा नहीं.
My God, but you're one in a million. I would have put you in female dorm immediately.
I don't think the females wanted me in that dorm.
They don't have a choice. It's my country.
I forgot.
We own the land, no?
Oh, you own the land.
Don't tell anyone.
Correct.
Elections are around the...
Another corner, they'll come asking for stuff.
We also son of the soil. Parsis built the city.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Kohli is first, Parsis second.
Yeah.
Maharashtrians came third. But nobody knows.
Nobody knows. You know that Dadar is not very far away from here, right?
Dadar and my father, both. To be very careful. Baba, tell the story about your dorm. I hope there's some sex in it, because we've spent 15 minutes.
Shit. So then I realized that they charge me like how much? Like $1 a day. I'm like, what? Like, मेरे को लगा इंडिया में इतना सस्ता नहीं मिलता रहने को किधर यार. So they gave me like a bed and like a shared washroom to use for $1 a day, and then I realized कि fuck, traveling can be cheap.
Yeah.
Like even you don't have to be rich to travel.
Did a man come and hug you in the night?
No, nothing. That's
$2.
Yeah, like there was a cockroach. I think I saw outside somewhere, but they also sort of maintained like a respectable distance.
Wildlife is an important part of any culture.
Very important. Yes. Yeah. And I think we should, like with climate change and all.
Never kill somebody else's animal. It'll cause trouble.
Correct. Plus cockroaches can survive nuclear attacks, so I think that's also.
I'm told. Yeah. My name rhymes with cockroach. So
oh really? I didn't know that.
Brocha, cockroacha.
Oh, okay. So moving on from there.
No, we can't. We've reached the bottom of civilization with that one joke. We have erased all sense of intelligence. Your MBA is gone forever. You can't bring it back now.
MBA is fraud anyways. What difference does it make? So
really?
I'm basically defined by fraud, no?
I always want degrees, yeah. I want to be one of those.
So listen, I will open a university. No, there was a certain ponytailed man who opened a university once and gave degrees to everyone. I'll give you one.
Dr. Malia?
No. Dr. Malia is too cool for opening a university.
Ponytail कौन है?
Ponytail याद नहीं आ रहा तुमको?
बोल. Give me Amitabh Bachchan style four hints, 4 options.
4 hints. अच्छा तो he used to wear his spectacles and look very smart and posh, and then his university shut down after a huge controversy.
Correct, with glasses. What is his name, yaar?
Rashmi Bansal.
Bengali sounding?
Of course. Arindam Chaudhary.
How
can you forget?
Stop, be careful. I did one event with him.
Achha.
I wonder if he paid us. But he may have let me pull his ponytail. You never know.
Oh, okay. Clearly marks as payment for you. Payment in kind.
Well, touch means a lot to a lot of people.
Oh.
Speaking of which, you were the cockroach then?
Yes. And, and then I hired a bicycle for a day and like I went.
Are you alone completely?
I was alone completely, right?
Did you have something to, like, where you were going to go?
I've done like basic research and said, these 2-3 places look interesting. And then I'm like, let's see. And the advantage of going at a hostel and all these places that there's already a lot of information and, the other travelers. So like I met this really old guy who's cycling around. I'm like, chal mere saath chal. I'm like, haan, theek hai, villa hi baithe hum bhi. So I went around with him. And he was a doctor, by the way. And then
looking for his nurse.
No, not really. I thought you would have outgrown porn by now, but clearly you haven't.
And the stories are still the same, huh? Utsav, that's the problem.
That is the
same 5.
That is the beauty of storytelling, right? The motives are always the same.
Always the same. 5-6 plots, repeat. Doctor, nurse, Angkor Wat. Just give me a geography. What is geography? Sorry, geography is everything. That's the point of your show.
Correct. So I then went to Vietnam. I went and crawled in the tunnels.
In that one trip.
Yeah, the 10 days I had. So 5 days in Cambodia, 5 days in Vietnam. Wow. And I went to a whole bunch. And by the way, I was also writing my master's thesis then. And I was writing it on anti-war art in Cambodia. So
Anti-war art in Cambodia.
correct.
Cocktail conversation that will rivet me forever.
Yes.
We must discuss this for hours.
Yes.
Girls are like, this is the guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
Tell me two things about this anti-war art in
Okay,
Cambodia.
so basically this came from a period of the...
sorry. That's great. Great stuff.
There is sex at the end of it, Cyrus. There's sex in the end of it.
You think?
Yeah. Okay. So it came to a time in the 1970s when there was a crazy guy called Pol Pot. Yes.
One of the greatest murderers in the history of the world.
Absolutely. I think he was only challenged by Mao.
Also chindi.
Also very chindi because he was like...
Paisa nahi barega.
Paisa nahi barega, sab khet mein kaam karega.
Correct. And he wouldn't pay his own tax.
Correct. So then basically, and because a lot of people suffered through it, millions of people died, and a lot of people sort of, chronicled that time through art. Correct. And so I was trying to study that art and see...
This is our local art about
local people
the angst and pain
of
and
the angst and pain of what they've gone through. And
so we have Khajuraho, which is a different experience, but yeah.
Correct, yeah. Different kind of pain.
How insensitive are we? Really?
And then I realized that, that out of that whole thing, they were also, sort of systematically killing a lot of intellectuals, painters, artists. So there are only two painters who survived out of that era, and they went on and painted further of what they thought and of the thing. So I wanted to really understand it. How are people sort of, expressing pain, and how are they expressing hope through that art of saying that there will be a better tomorrow for the future generation. So that was what I was really writing about, and trying to understand that, how...
So you're an intellectual disguised as a moron who pretends to travel with huge degrees and with lots of family wealth. I'm just trying to put it together before I follow you.
I couldn't have described myself better. Thank you, Cyrus.
I'm following what you wrote.
Please make this like my show introduction for my show. I want this in my show now. Yahi chahiye mere ko abhi. So
you went back to do your masters. But your eyes open to this world, which
correct,
is
and
beyond the fancy travelling that we are.
Correct. So and I was like कि देखो वैसे भी luxury travel की औकात तो है नहीं. So
why? Because you're chindi.
I am chindi plus like parents were like mom.
No, you don't have to answer. You have spoken, you opened your heart and spoken. That's the reason is very clear.
No, but you also have to understand where I come from, right? So like my father was a professor, mother is a teacher, so both PhDs, granddad was PhD. It's like a very intellectual tradition of space. So, so then I suddenly realized, this whole culture history thing is actually rather than reading just a book, I can just go and see these places. It's so fascinating. And that's how it really started for me. फिर क्या हुआ MBA कर लेना फिर एजुकेशन लोन आ गया तो फिर औकात दिख गई एंड देन 2-3 साल तक नहीं किया क्योंकि वो एजुकेशन लोन प्लस बॉम्बे रेंट आई मूव टू बॉम्बे
ऑल दिस वाज ऑन योर हेड
एंड आई एम लाइक अभी तो मतलब लोनावाला भी नहीं गए वो 3 साल तो
but believe between you and me I think choosing to go to Vietnam versus Lonavala would be the right decision anyway.
I never thought it was under
there were only two things to see. Sachin Tendulkar's house and Big Boss.
What about the wax museum? Sunil's wax museum?
Sunil's wax museum. I also passed
Excuse
it.
me, Madame Tussauds is copied. Sunil's wax museum is original.
It came first. I stand corrected. I apologize to every listener.
Yes.
Sunil is the greatest
I am your leader,
being.
You should apologize to me.
I do. One of the two painters that were left from that the Killing Fields, Sunil was one of them.
Oh.
What was he doing in the Killing Fields? I don't know.
Yes, he shouldn't have been there.
He spelled Cambodia with a K, by the way, in his paintings.
Oh, and I'm not entirely sure why he survived. But anyways, that's just...
Because you don't kill people for bad art. Take a break, we'll come back.
This is the amazing story of something awesome. Once, Chuck decided to start a podcast. And so he did. The end. Okay, that was a crappy story. But I've got some really cool stories over at my new show, The Origin of Things. On this podcast, I look at the stories of how brands came into being and sometimes evolved out of quite unexpected circumstances. And to make it really fun, I reveal the name of the brand and sometimes a category only at the very end. The show is 5 to 7 minutes per episode and perfect for trivia junkies and brand nerds, especially those with short attention spans. New episodes out every Wednesday on IVM Podcasts app or website or any podcast app or site that you happen to prefer. End of story, they lived happily ever after.
What an interesting observation, no? Sunil's Wax Museum.
Yeah.
The branding is everywhere when you drive towards Pune. It's beautiful. Have you actually seen it? Have you gone inside?
No.
You should take selfies and all.
Achha, I'll take cheap thrills next time.
And they've also got historical characters inside who don't exist anymore. So there's no real way you can take references or anything.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Ashoka the Great, for example, and they just put up anything. It's his cousin Balbir.
Who knows anyways Ashoka the Great?
His cousin Balbir. Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Balbir is there. Balbir will stand, hold the sword, look towards Orissa, and that's all here. Something like that, I'm not happy with all this. I want to see the real guy so I can compare how good it is.
Correct.
Back to your story, my good friend, sir.
Yes.
My leader.
Yes, leader, not friend.
Do I have to stand and salute?
No, ठीक है.
That's only Sahara Pranam.
That's only Sahara Pranam.
You stop that.
And I don't want to end up in jail, so yeah.
He's out.
He's out?
He's
I'm
loving
the news.
The good life. I was in Lonavala, Ambi, while he was dead.
What?
All good. He's lost weight, happy, playing badminton.
You can't possibly put on weight in jail.
No, you can. You can. There are all kinds
Why
of
are you
classes.
so confident?
I've gone to Tihar. We did one show there once.
You shouldn't show that.
They told me.
Cyrus went to Tihar. It's almost
listen. They told me to do some comedy in Tihar jail to help the inmates.
Okay.
Now, if you do English comedy in Tihar jail, the chances are they will tell the judge to increase their sentence, but don't call him back.
Understood.
I'm telling you
fair,
right
fair,
now.
Fair. Correct.
Milad, 2 saal aur dena main maru chakta. Bull. Sorry. Let's get back to how you became a blog. How you became this instant fame that you achieved on IVM with this podcast, who everybody knows called Postcards From Nowhere.
Yes. So, okay, I'll tell you how I ended up on IVM in the first place. So, I have this very good friend of mine, Chuck from Simplified.
Oh, right.
Yes. So, we also went to Mica.
Oh.
Correct.
But he didn't go to Singapore.
I didn't go to Singapore. वो गरीब था ना?
वो गरीब था. And you know the vision you had, na? To see artists who are...
Problem है मल्लू है ना, वो सिर्फ गल जा सकता है. उसको और किधर जाने को आता नहीं है.
Even now? I thought this generation they go beyond Gulf.
No. It's in the blood.
Lebanon tak...
It's in the blood.
So that's...
Like, see, as a pastor, you have to put anda on everything. No, it's in the blood.
Everything.
Yeah.
Anda on everything means sometimes on the relative also.
Oh, acha.
Just put the damn egg on.
Correct.
So listening to them talk.
This is on the poor relatives or the rich relatives?
Oh, there are no poor relatives, Parsi.
Oh, sorry, you're Parsi, right. By the way, I don't know if your listeners know
only
this.
Poor relative is when they die. So everybody wants the will. That's a different story.
Yeah. Do your listeners know what a technical definition of a poor Parsi is?
You will tell them in about 5 seconds?
Yes.
And action.
90,000 rupees. If you earn less than 90,000 rupees a month, you are a poor Parsi.
For you to claim Bagh place. A place in the Bagh.
Yeah.
There is. You're right. There's a ridiculous definition. But it's all relative. Main kya karega abhi? They have to have some line. So whatever the line is, it is. We tried. They said, no, you're too poor.
Oh.
They have a limit
okay.
to what we can do. Back to our story, sir.
Yes.
So you met this, our friend, Simplified
guy. And so he said, why don't you come on to our podcast? And I was like, मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता है, मैं क्या करूँगा?
But where was the idea of traveling and all? I mean, except that you, just like anybody else, like to travel.
No, so वो चल रहा था side में. So I kept doing it. And in last year, actually, I took a 3-month sabbatical from work. I was like, कि थोड़ा दुनिया देखना है and पैसा थोड़ा save कर लिया है. So let's go see the world. So the reason why this show is called Postcards From Nowhere, because I went to these nowhere kind of places like Bosnia, Armenia, and Georgia. I spent a month in like a 1-room cottage in Himalayas. Most people don't do these things.
All the great men have spent time in the Himalayas, then come back with some learning. That's how it works.
Why do you think I'm starting
Check
the podcast?
The history of India. That is, you're right. You're on the right track.
Exactly.
But I hope you took...
So now you understand, with this podcast and my grand plans of making biryani a religion, I am destined for fame.
Can I tell you honestly, off the record, I feel you will be the greatest Indian since Ashoka, who we have mentioned in the podcast. And when Sunil takes your wax measurements, I want to be there.
You want
because
to be there?
he can make the waist less. He can make the shoulders broader.
That's true.
He can make you look more like Hrithik or John.
But why are you projecting all your desires on me? I think that's what you want for yourself.
I, as a failure, look up to you as a less failure. I hope that between us, we can go somewhere. Even if we are just famous in Cambodia, it's good enough for me.
It's good enough for you.
Sunil, Utsav, Cyrus.
But Cyrus, you are famous not even in South Bombay. So what is the point?
Lokanwala, I have a shrine.
You have a shrine in Lokanwala?
Yeah.
I must go.
Don't.
And desecrate it.
I also have a rickshaw.
No one from South Bombay has a rickshaw.
What are you saying? We are a rickshaw business.
What?
In Calcutta.
At this point, I never know what Cyrus is saying seriously and what he is not. I will just go and believe him.
You're telling me.
Wait, are you doing those hand-pulling rickshaws, those inhuman things?
Oh, hand-pulling I do a lot of, sir. 20 years of marriage, that's all I got. Don't take that away from me. Meter is always up. So you went to Bosnia, Armenia, Uzbekistan, which you are saying nowhere places, but these are places with great history.
Absolutely. And that's why I went there, because, and I also set myself a target.
Of India's great leaders, Zahiruddin Muhammad, known to history as Babar, came from Uzbekistan, technically.
Correct.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm doing an episode on the melons of Uzbekistan and how much Babar missed melons from Uzbekistan.
You meant the real melons. I thought it was the Miss... Okay,
yes.
I'm sorry.
No, this is a new script for porn.
Correct me.
This is a new script for porn. No one has thought of this.
It just sounded funny that you said melons of Uzbekistan. It just sounded like a, like...
Clearly. Yes. I also like that the vocabulary is also not evolved from that of a teenager.
And that my mind is always in the gutter or on the fruit trees. Do melons grow on trees? No, on the ground, no?
They grow on the ground.
Well, it depends on how you... Okay, yeah. So, melons of Uzbekistan.
So, yeah.
Bananas of Armenia.
Wine from Armenia. The oldest wine has been found actually in Armenia.
Is it?
It's not from France or any of these European countries.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of Zoroastrians actually come from Armenia, but now, of course, I think it's mostly Christian.
Yeah. But in fact, I actually met the last remaining Aryans of Armenia. In fact, stayed at the house of a priest, and they actually took me to an Aryan initiation ceremony. They took me to an Aryan marriage. They're actually having marriage with like fire and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting. Sort of to see that, because they're probably just 0.1% of the population left now.
Is it? But do they look any different or?
Not really. I mean, they look quite the same, honestly.
Yeah, so it could be fraudgiri also.
No, it's not fraudgiri.
How do you know?
Because I'm a leader of a cult, I know.
Yeah, you
cannot
verified it.
question me.
You verified it with your eye.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
And
Why did you choose these places? But?
So one is.
And are you against all the the hot spots, the New Yorks and the Paris and all
No, it's not. मेरी औकात नहीं उधर जाने की, पैसा नहीं है.
क्यों?
These are all cheap places.
So supposing $0 मिल गया, $0 ticket मिल गया तो?
हाँ, तो वहाँ जाके यूरो में जाके 10 यूरो का सैंडविच खाना पड़ेगा तो फिर तो फट लेगी.
Very good point.
Yes.
Think ahead. Don't just think. It's like buy the Mercedes, but think of maintenance. Am I right?
Correct.
Fair enough. Okay.
So
never buy the Mercedes.
Yeah, नहीं. अपन Uber करेंगे ना next. Auto करेंगे, Uber भी नहीं करेंगे.
Can you Uber Mercedes?
No. See, the thing is, Uber में search pricing होता है. Have to be chindi. Price should be fixed only.
Oh, that's true. Is search pricing only in India?
No, it's everywhere.
Then I can't take Uber. It's too much for my.
And Uber is damn cheap, by the way. Uber is
palpitation.
actually accepted that if your phone battery is less than 5%, they will give you 5x surge because you're so desperate to book a cab.
Wow, superb.
Yeah, I can totally see as a Parsi so delighted कि यार मेरे को ये idea क्यों नहीं आया.
No, I'm thinking about stand-up comedy for you and thinking really in Uzbekistan, household name already. Millions of Uzbekistan with Utsav. And all the millions, कहाँ है बैंकचोद कहाँ है? और joke मत सुनाओ. Show me the millions. Sorry, Abbas, the show has gone a little out of whack. We were trying to show respect to countries, but he has. You actually have. In a way, under all your humor, you have a lot of respect for all these different cultures.
Absolutely.
I think, this is a lesson for all people out there to go and enjoy cultures. I remember Steve Waugh writing, the cricketer, in his book, saying that those who are successful when they tour are those who accept cultures. Enjoy it. They have a positive vibrancy about it. Then they start playing well in those conditions also because they enjoy the karma of that place almost.
Yeah.
So you seem to have that. Wherever you've gone, you just naturally like it.
Yes. And I think we have to
Except for Bombay.
No, I've lived here 9 years. I live in Sakinaka, so I like everything.
Sakinaka is not
No,
Mumbai.
I'll tell you this amazing logic I developed.
Sakinaka, focus on the first half of the syllable. Sak.
No, it should actually be Saki.
Saki.
No. That is also a motive for a porn film. But never mind, let's move from there. So obviously when I lived in Sakinaka, first I used to crib ke sab kuch is so far, there's so much traffic. Then I realized everything is equally far.
It is.
And then it became like a very zen moment for me. Because I am like, nothing matters.
You use philosophy to hide pain. It's been done before.
Yes, that's the rationale. So and I also put myself a target that I will write a book in these 3 months I am traveling.
Okay.
And I actually finished writing a book.
What is the book called?
Monastery in a Minefield.
No melons?
No melons, bro.
Oh, brother. Monastery in a Minefield. A lot of respect to you.
Yeah.
It's the first moment where I don't want to be in the cult. It just seems like a boringly long book. I like the melons so much. I was already on page 4.
No, wait. Understand one thing. That the word monastery is there, which means there is the church involved. And if the church and a lot of shady sexual stuff is already involved in this.
You understand that we are in a world where we say anything which is slightly politically incorrect, they kill you.
The fact that, Cyrus, you are alive shows that they don't.
They don't listen to me. They will listen to you.
No, they won't listen to me.
They tune out when I start talking. I'm the person they used to put the kids to sleep.
No, Cyrus. I grew up watching Bakra. What are you saying? All of us grew up watching Bakra. And that will never leave you, but we know that, right?
That's why you ran away to Uzbekistan. Okay, so what's the purpose of the show? Everybody's got a travel show. So what if one was to be critical, what's the great thing about a travel show now?
So the fundamental difference what I'm trying to do here is that, see, people are like, asa Rome Mara, Sane Paris Ma Patra types travel, right? So my one thing is that if you go have 15 days, don't see 5 countries. You'll not remember anything.
Why do we do that?
Because we are obsessed. So for us...
towards every 15 minutes...
It is a way to show social status that I've been to X number of countries. People often ask me...
They can't digest anything because you can't remember.
So people ask me, कितने countries go? The question is pointless. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है.
When my parents asked me to see 65 girls in 2 days, I did it. But I did it under
a lot of 65 girls?
No, we had
to see?
We went to toilets and all in places where, bathrooms and... they didn't know we were looking at them.
Achha.
Me and Dad still do it.
Okay, clearly.
Go on.
Yeah. And what point I'm really trying to make is that you should start traveling slowly, which is called about slow travel. Right? Because you will tend to absorb better, you will turn to understand better. And the moment you start talking to locals, a lot of interesting aspects
also,
of the country start coming out.
Travel, you've literally gone into the city and you depend on people. While there's a way of traveling where everything is done for you.
No. Exactly. So I don't really go for this package kind of travel.
So you get the real sort of feel.
Right. So I would like, for example, I'm the kind of person who will buy a guidebook 2 months in advance, actually read through the entire history of the current, at least the last 50 years of the country, and then see how it's really shaped. Like, for example, one of the episodes I'm doing is that why do Chinese travelers travel in groups, always eat Chinese food, click so many photographs? Why are they generally so annoying? But there's a huge reason for it.
Gujaratis do the same.
Yeah, but I want
Bengalis also.
But I will be excommunicated from the community, right? So I can't do that. No Chinese is listening to my podcast, so I'm safe.
No. Our biggest market is in Xinhua.
Really?
I just made it up. I don't even know that is a place.
Yeah. See,
you're a traveler, so
I work with
find out the truth.
I work with behavior and statistics, so I make up stats all the time. So
I love that. There's so much to admire about you.
I know. Thank you so much.
You really can be a great leader.
Thank you. What do you mean we can be?
You are.
I am a great leader.
I stand corrected. I sit corrected.
I have the funniest man of India as my follower right now sitting in front of me. And what do you mean by this? I am appalled.
Are you his follower? Okay, so before we wrap this up, so you actually go, I would say underbelly, but you go into the real fabric of the country. In a
Correct.
sense.
So I want to sort of experience the country for what it is. So not
Are you ever unhappy with the country? I mean, you seem to be very positive.
Yeah.
Ever like, oh God, yaar, itna khas to nahi hai.
No, so for example, I'll give you an example of
Yeah,
Uzbekistan.
please.
Okay, and I love food and I love eating food. So there they have something called a pilaf, which is like a pulao. Okay, but the thing is that, see, once you are used to living in India and eating like a Persian biryani, okay, the
Too many masalas and sophisticated chutneys and all that.
Correct. So
Raita,
pulao is
vaita.
like coarse rice, only root vegetables, cooked in oil.
I heard about the Central Asian food is very dry.
Dry and lemon. So the thing is, and it's okay because they were nomads, so it's difficult for cook them.
Ketchup.
Chhi.
You have to add the sauce, beta.
No. ना काका ना था वो ना था काका ना था हमारा
Sauce में कभी ketchup थी. I mean, if you're just going to go really bad.
Yeah. Already it's gone downhill. So yeah. And,
So the food was terrible.
Yeah, no, the food was terrible. The particular thing was like it was probably very great for people coming from the West. But for someone who's used to like a flavorful biryani, I'm like, tiki tha.
The problem with Indians are, I think we have the best food in terms of
We're fucking spoiled.
Sophistication of palate. In any culture of India, the food is sophisticated.
Correct.
So anywhere we go, it's always a little less sophisticated.
Yeah, like for example,
but come to the rest. Civic sense, duty to the country.
Khadde mein
there we are the lowest.
So the thing what happened was that, for example, people when I travel, when I go to meet friends abroad who are from the western parts of the world, they tell me, you get me curry. I'm like, bhai, apna 100 kilometer pe curry badalta hai. There is nothing called curry.
Yeah.
Right? So now there are so many myths about each country which people have. Like people are like, you go to Armenia. I'm not kidding. I went to the National Museum of Armenia and they had a pamphlet in Hindi.
Wow.
Right?
Really? About pisab karna mana hai.
नहीं वो वाले नहीं अच्छे वाले भी थे.
Proper.
Proper वाले pamphlets थे.
The great king was buried here.
Yeah, correct.
Indians read that.
I was surprised and I asked them, why do you have it in Hindi? Like I had never seen it abroad anywhere else in the world. And they said the 6th most visited nationality is actually Indian. And I'm like, I thought I was the only guy who's gone to Armenia, but apparently other people also have gone there. So that was surprising.
We have been climbing up the travel bug thing. Indians, Chinese, Japanese are now the 3 big ones.
Yeah.
Across the world.
Correct.
For some reason.
Yeah. We're also very high up in the race of being the most annoying of them. So
Most
we're
annoying.
doing well. We're doing well.
The way they treat you on the airline, Indians have gone before.
Correct.
When you just ask for orange juice, ma'am. No.
Cyrus, you must be traveling business class. I travel economy.
If I get work, then I ask them to take me business. If I have to pay my own money, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, I will travel on a 1-engine plane, which offers nothing and even allows you to hold the tail and travel like that.
Oh,
or standing.
I thought you travel in the luggage hold.
I will travel if it's cheaper. I have no problem.
Oh, okay.
Nothing makes me happier than cheap. I've never bought a brand new phone. I don't buy anything new. I don't like new.
Okay.
But why is this about me? I'll come on your show, then you ask me.
Okay.
Now we nearly run out of time.
But I'm not calling you on my show.
Why?
Because only 5 minutes.
It's only 5 minutes?
Yeah.
How much can we travel?
This
is Bombay. It's a joke. You won't get our next signal.
Yeah. I don't get out of Sakinaka for the next signal.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. I understand why you travel so much because you live in Sakinaka.
Correct.
It's like you're in hell.
So I'm feeling trapped. So I want to escape.
Yeah.
It's like escapism for me.
Anywhere in the world will be better.
Correct.
Anywhere,
Absolutely.
under any conditions. Whatever happens.
Correct.
Okay, so the show is called...
Postcards from Nowhere.
I know it.
Oh.
I'm not reading it from a paper.
Yeah.
Postcards from Nowhere.
Yeah.
And it airs on?
It airs on the 10th of October. So it's going to be a weekly show every Thursday.
10th of October onwards. So
yeah.
just after Navratri, put the dandiya down.
Yeah.
And join Utsav.
Correct.
In a celebration of the world. And I think your heart is in the right place because your whole idea is just to see the world without judging.
Exactly.
This is what I get out of
Exactly.
you. Which is a fun way to live, actually.
Yeah. Actually, we should live our own lives like that. Why just travel?
No, I think if I was a little younger, I could do what you're doing. But right now, no, back hurts and all that.
No, thing is, like, for example, I came on your show without judging you, right? I have such an open mind.
But now you've judged.
No, I judge you an empty bakra only. But abhi maine accept kar liya. I have embraced who
Also,
you are.
Once you target a person as a failure, there's nothing else to do.
Actually. Right.
It's okay.
Already pulled you down.
Pulled
down.
I can only go up, actually.
Actually, see, that's the whole. I'm very positive about life.
You're very positive. You are a philosopher.
Yes,
I'm going to follow you for sure.
Yes.
All right, sir, we have to go into AMAs, but the show is on from October 10th.
Yes.
Weekly. Every week.
For
the next 40 years. So
yes.
tune in.
Yes.
With Utsav, he's great fun, and his next trip is to?
Italy. I'm celebrating my first anniversary in Italy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is your wife's name Sonia?
No, but why do you ask?
I don't want to know more. Let it be.
Okay, then I am very creeped out by this.
I am also worried about what came out of my own mouth. Why don't we have someone on the show?
I'm really glad your wife doesn't listen to your show.
Oh, she's too short. I keep the equipment up.
Oh,
Oops.
God, that is horrible. I have no idea who edits your show.
Let's go to Cambodia and start painting.
Correct.
As soon as possible.
Painting. Yeah.
AMAs.
Hey everybody, welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you are not following us on social media, why the hell aren't you? It's about time that you did. We're IVM Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We also got some really great news about Paisa Vaisa. Anupam Gupta, our host, we couldn't be prouder of him. His show has won the award for the best business podcast at the Asia Podcast Summit. Couldn't be happier, couldn't be prouder. Definitely check it out if you haven't heard it. It is an award-winning podcast now officially. I also would like to thank our sponsors this week, Storytel and Intel. Sponsors make this possible, so please support our sponsors, tweet at them, tell them that you're happy that they're sponsoring the podcasting space. We're excited to announce our new show, Storytellers and Story Sellers, hosted by Vineet Kanabar. Every episode, he talks to two guests, one from the creative side and one from the business side of the entertainment industry. This week, Vineet is joined by Executive Creative Director of TVF and storyteller Saurabh Khanna, and Chief Strategy Officer OML and story seller Tarun Tripathi. Together, they break down what goes into making a branded web series. Tune into new episodes every Thursday. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by Utsav Mamoria. Utsav is the host of our new show and one of my favorites on the network, Postcards From Nowhere. He and Cyrus have a really interesting conversation about Utsav's fandom of Cyrus. Also, they talk a lot about travel and Utsav's recent marriage. On the scene and the unseen, Amit is joined by author Parvati Sharma. They talk about her book, Jahangir, an intimate portrait of a great Mughal. On Paisa Vaisa this week, Anupam is joined by Amit Kumar Gupta, Fund Manager PMS Adroit Financial Services. He talks about financial services and the scuttlebutt method of stock research. The Habit Coach completes 150 episodes on Friday. Make sure you tune in to celebrate this milestone with Ashton as he talks about bravery and how to use it in your everyday life. On Simplified, Naren and Shrika break down what behavioral addiction is and how someone suffering from it can be helped. On Golgappa, Trupti is joined by Manashri Soman. She is visually impaired who, despite these crippling odds, completed her secondary education and won the prestigious Balashri Award from President Abdul Kalam. On Feeding 10 Billion, Ramya and Varun are joined by Michelle Adelman. Founder of GoFresh in Botswana, she is harnessing the power of technology with sustainable business models to find innovative solutions to food security in Africa. On Boundless, Natasha reads poetry about the struggles she faced as she entered her 30s and long-distance relationships. On The Origin of Things, Chuck narrates a fascinating story about an adventurous young man whose life revolved around music and road trips. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
AMA time, and the man who has given us biryani as a religion option, and I'm going to take it up with the supreme leaders of our country.
Right.
Because you've already got a lot of us who are going to be your faithful followers.
Correct.
Is there a special day in the week?
No. All days is biryani day.
All days biryani.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And cheaper the better? Is that would be our philosophy?
Yes, most days cheaper the better. Birthday पे अच्छा लगा.
But खर्च किसका साइड से?
आप करोगे ना?
क्यों?
आप पारसी हो.
उसका मतलब क्या है?
इतना जमीन को क्या करोगे लाइफ में?
ये कैसे फिलोसफी? आप पारसी हो तो आप आपका खर्च है. I don't get this.
Look at Tata's. They are feeding the entire country.
What?
Of course.
Who says?
I am telling you.
Jamshedpur is not the full country.
No. But they are feeding the entire country. No, सब जगह सब इतना 25-40 business खोल के रखा है.
Ratan Tata Institute, the RTI gives you cakes and patties. It's not for everyone. Okay, AMA is with Abbas, who's joined us. He's the producer, boss. So, is he your producer in your show?
No.
Who's your producer?
Radhika.
Never heard of them.
I used to produce
Abbas
Simplified when he was on.
Yeah, when I was on. Yeah.
Abbas is the greatest producer of IVM.
Oh, thank you.
Bar none. Go on, Abbas.
Okay, the first question comes from Kunal Ghai.
Kunal Ghai.
This is weird. The email ID
I
says
just like
Kunal
saying the
Ghai.
name. Kunal Ghai.
But he says, hello Cyrus, I am Dr. Ishit and Lodha. So I don't know.
Also known as Kunal Ghai.
Was he so embarrassed to ask his own question?
Pre-medicine he was different. Bolo.
I have a question for Cyrus. Arundhati Roy came out with a book titled My Seditious Heart. What are your thoughts on writer activists like Arundhati Roy? Are they heroes or are they Lutians?
Well, she began.
Are they Lutians, elite, anti-national, urban Naxals, etc.?
So there's a lot in that big question. But she began as a big author. You know, what was that first book?
God of Small Things.
God of Small Things. This is huge. And not just in the West. India embraced her. Suddenly the big deal. Then she slipped into more of this activism role and obviously anti-right-wing and slightly pro-Naxal. I mean, that all comes with the territory. My point is, if it's a democracy, why can't people just have all these options? You know, obviously you don't want to support anyone who's killing somebody because then it leads to crime, etc., etc. And I have to cover myself legally. Yeah. But I like people to have open minds and speak as freely as they can. Yeah, Hence, biryani will be a religion.
Will be great.
Otherwise, you can't say that. People will be, how dare you insult biryani? It's above religion.
Yeah, of course. It's above religion.
So, but there is a big competition between Lucknowi biryani and Hyderabadi biryani.
No. But Lucknow biryani is a palau.
It's not.
It's technically a pulao. It's not a biryani.
Cooked overnight.
No.
So the masalas have to simmer into
It has to be wet. It's wettish.
No, not
Listen,
necessarily.
just
you
because
are
you're
a
from Lucknow
follower
doesn't
and
mean
you're a
you know.
follower to be. You cannot discuss. This is only my discourse. Please.
Sorry. तो बिरयानी कितना होता है सर?
नहीं, हमने बताएगा तुमको. तुम चलो अगला क्वेश्चन पूछो. क्या हो रहा है ये सब?
सर ये आंसर भी दे दो ना. जवाब आपके
नहीं,
पास होगा.
बिरयानी है, सब अच्छा बिरयानी है. सब बिरयानी सस्ता अच्छा बिरयानी है.
अरुंधति रॉय.
हाँ, Arundhati Roy. Oh, I think Arundhati Roy has a very, very, very valid point of view.
Okay.
And I think we need dissent in our democracy. And that is what I feel is missing these days. And we should have more people like her. And I might have pissed off a lot of my listeners and your listeners. No, actually, your listeners don't care.
But if you ever want to visit Naxal territories, which you can't dare go to, you better be nice to them because it's like a second government there. Whether you like it or not. You ask journalists who work in both places. They literally have to go with army support up to a point and then go with the tribal
there's a
support.
fantastic book by two journalists, Rahul Pandita and I forget the name, the Yad Shahar guy, I forget his name, Nilesh Mishra. It's called
Nilesh
The Action
Mishra.
State.
Correct. Very famous.
And it actually talks about Naxalism along with other insurgencies in the northeast and stuff. It's actually very insightful. And if you really want to get a sense of what the Naxal territories are, you should read that book, I think.
And we are a very complex country. We can't just, what can we say? It's not just, everything is not Bombay Delhi. There's much more. You, the traveler, who has a great show.
Postcards from Nowhere. Actually,
Postcards
going to
from
the Naxal
Nowhere.
areas would actually make a great postcards from
I was
Nowhere.
about to just ask you.
Well, make sure you
come back.
No, just book it one way and then.
अच्छा, second time का पैसा बच जाएगा.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
Trying to put an insurance ad into the shot, but we don't have anybody.
Next one comes from Gaurav Bapat. Hi Cyrus, while cruising through the previous episodes, I noticed that whenever Cyrus is talking to a comedian or someone in the stand-up industry, he often asks how they feel about Naveen or Abbas. It's like a mother asking the teacher about her child's performance in class. Being a senior comedian, has he developed some sort of fatherly feeling towards the both of them?
Senior comedian is an insult. Sounds like you're really old and washed up. True.
Oh, by the way, just one thing I want to interject. So I've seen of course, most of us seen Cyrus growing up on TV.
Right.
He looks exactly the same.
I know, right?
Cyrus
He is not aged, man.
You were growing up while I was on TV. I was growing up.
You were still growing. You're still growing up, Cyrus.
Growing up is not something people talk about next to me for long.
Yeah.
But
your skin has treated you well over the years.
Yeah, he looks radiant.
Not everywhere.
And this is not the light of the studio.
To come back to the biryani discussion.
No, the Abbas and Naveen discussion.
Abbas and Naveen discussion. Yeah, because I have no idea about the comedy world because it all happened, later on, and so we don't know the structure. So I always want to know where they stand. So I always ask the question. Because Naveen told me he's a really big shot. Went to Manila to perform. Next thing you know, he's back in IVM doing a show. So that's not the track I thought he had planned. So he had told me he's going to Edinburgh, from there Poland, from Poland to Bosnia, Armenia and Uzbekistan. Kuch nahi. He's back here.
But I'll tell you why it is. Like,
Why?
there's a wonderful philosophy called one for the kitchen, one for the soul.
Yeah.
ठीक है, तो soul के लिए तो मनीला जाते हैं, kitchen के लिए हाईवे माना पड़ता है.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you saying that our kitchen is where the money is?
Yeah, more or less.
Oh my. Then they are comedians on a level that I don't even understand.
Correct.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But
But
look them as like proud kids. Like, मेरा बेटा कितना बड़ा हो गया, कितना सुशील.
Dude, I forgot to tell you, last week I met someone who recognized me through my voice because of Cyrus Says.
Oh wow.
I was with another friend, and I was like, I'll see you around, and I was mentioned something about your recording, and he's like, wait, are you the Abbas from Cyrus Says? I'm like, yeah, I'm the same guy.
That's great. Where? Which area were you?
This in Bandra only.
What do you sing in Bandra, Mumbai? To be recognized by your voice.
At Habitat, but then this person said that he used to live in Los Angeles and he used to take a walk an hour every day.
Right.
And he listened to Cyrus Says every day.
But the moment he came here, he listens to Raju Srivastava's greatest hits. Yeah. It all changed. It's all about geography. See, you're coming into it all the time. You change geography, you change art.
Exactly.
You like Cambodian art, but when you came to Bombay, you did not go look at Cambodian art again. What did you look at?
Nothing.
Saki fucking.
The last one comes from Girish Patil. Hey Cyrus, being an Elvis fan, what's your take on Trump calling Modi the Elvis of India?
Yeah, see, references, unfortunately, for all of us is from where we come from. I've done it all the time now as I'm in my 40s. And I say, like I said, Kapil Dev on the show that day, that girl didn't know what we were talking about. So I think so when you're growing up, Elvis is a big name for Donald Trump. So he goes Elvis.
Yeah.
But Narendra Modi may also know Elvis because he's also, 69 years old. Yeah. So I'm saying they're roughly from the same. And the Shami Kapoor tributes all Elvis only. Everything he did was a wannabe Elvis. So that whole generation grew up like that. I think it was a safe option. If he went with Lionel Richie and later, I think it would have been problems. And definitely if he had gone with Jay-Z, for example, and which in Gujarati is Jay-Z, then there would be confusion ki ye adjective hai, adverb hai, ya naam hai. Am I right? Sir, your thoughts?
Actually, I was thinking of Govinda while all this while you saying because I have no idea who these people are apart from Elvis Presley. My understanding of the Western world is so poor.
That's why you're traveling. That's why you're traveling.
Yeah.
But you know, Uzbekistan ka number one artist, you know.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Cyrus.
There's a common name.
Yeah, it's very common name. Yes.
It's pronounced Cyrus, but fair enough.
Yes.
He's not lied once on our show so far.
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we joined.
What do you think about the Elvis comment?
About Elvis? I think that's because he sold out the entire stadium, the Texas stadium, which only.
That
Elvis
hence the
is
reference. But the
capable
reference
of.
is still from. The king is the king forever, but
Yeah.
still.
I think it's more of charisma. I think that's what it probably is
Maybe,
referring to because
yeah.
he's very charismatic. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever
And-
side of the political
Yeah.
spectrum,
And
you have to
never
accept he's
forget,
charismatic.
the ladies loved Elvis. They still do. Let's move on.
A lot was unsaid in that.
awkward moment number 1,466,210.2. And that's all we have time for. Utsav show is called
Postcards from Nowhere.
Not Made in India.
No.
Oh, that's something else.
That's already
That's
taken.
another show.
That's another show.
Damn it.
Yeah.
There are about 5 versions.
Also,
I'm
he's
not as
traveling the
talented
world.
as her, so it's okay.
Also, he's traveling the world. So why would it
Why
made
made in
in
India?
You understand the pressure. Now you have to keep traveling.
Yeah.
You can't stop traveling because of the bloody show.
Well, you'll give me money now.
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Listen, you're part of a cult. Now you have to give me
कहने में
money.
क्या हर्ज है? हाँ. Just
When his show started, he promised a vada pav for each podcast and all. तो कुछ भी नहीं मिला अभी तक.
I did.
Yeah. It's in the promo.
It'll come.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Okay, cool.
आएगा बेटा आएगा.
हाँ, काका बरोबर बोले छे.
Everybody say hello to our new leader.
Only hello. That should be a new.
We have to have exactly.
Yeah.
Without using the word that we want to use. How do we call you with respect and awe? What is the right word?
So you can call me the supreme leader of biryanis around the world. I would like that.
Yeah. Supreme leader
Of biryanis around the
biryani around the world. Yeah, it's got a great ring to it. I can see it
world.
catching
What
on,
will be
yeah.
the acronym for that?
Oh shit.
Supreme
While you figure it out, can I leave?
BW, SLBW, Supreme Leader of Biryanis.
Fascinating.
Salbo.
Super.
They sound like a sucky player who got LBW'd.
Speaking of an area which we should never visit, Saki,
Yeah.
Naka. Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Careers in the New podcast series presented by Accenture, and I'm your host Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay. In this podcast series, we'll get you the latest and greatest in the world of technology that's shaping the future of business as we know it. We're talking intelligent platforms, cloud, AI, blockchain, extended reality, and a whole lot more. Every fortnight on Wednesdays, we'll have for you a hot topic with expert speakers from Accenture talking about top trends in the space, how these are changing the world and creating growth across industries. And more importantly, we'll tell you how you can learn more, build your skills and expertise to grow and stay relevant in your career. Episodes out on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcast from.
What do we have to do?
Welcome to What a Play, you guys. This is the favorite sports podcast of several sports persons such as myself, Dudeja and Mikhail, who also happen to be the hosts.
Yes, you should definitely listen to our podcast for our take and quite a uninformed but hilarious take on sports every week. We give out awards, we discuss what happened in the world of sports, and
We take breaks as well.
we come up with jingles and sound effects on the go.
Yeah.
So you should definitely give us an example of a sound effect, Dudeja.
Bolo Matthew Vade.
Yeah, tune in for some of that, bro. You can catch us on the IVM network every Wednesday on the go. On the Wednesday, in the Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, What a Player. What a Player W, Wednesday W. Wow.
Wednesday to Wednesday, Vade player, Matthew Vade.